Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the wired Devun Walsh Pro model. This board features good old-fashioned traditional camber, so from contact point to contact point you have traditional camber. That's going to give you all the load, pop, snap, and drive out of this board. This board is available in 153, 155, 157, 159, and 158 wide. I rode this board at Arapahoe Basin on an overcast day with warmish temps. There's 2 to 4 inches of sugar snow with more coming in throughout the day on top of like baked old pow. You had chopped chunder, soft groomers, and I rode it with my Rome Black Label bindings and my K2 Thraxis boots. Here's the thing with the flex of this board. To just pass the inserts through the middle, it feels like a slightly stiffer than middle of the road all mountain freestyle board, but out in the tips it feels like a true middle of the road all mountain freestyle flex. The torsional flex is there and there's a little rebound to it, but nothing overly abundant. And when it comes to stability, this board is just smooth. It's not damp, it's smooth. You're gonna get chatter in the tips and rutted out terrain, and you'll feel that underfoot, and on a groomer there's a little flap and you might feel a tiny bit of micro vibration, but when you're plowing through chop and chunder and just going as fast as you can, it cuts through everything with ease. You never really have to worry about it. It just does what it needs to do. With this board being traditional camber, you do have to load it up, and what you get is a consistent rebound. This board just consistently snaps and gets you in the air. You don't have to worry about being over-calculated, under-calculated. You just know that the second you load it up, you're gonna pop, and it makes side hits fun. Cat track gaps become little launchers, and popping a roller, you just send it down a little bit further. When it comes to jumps, I had to ride the most questionable thing at A Basin, but it got the job done. It popped a little higher, it went a little bit further than what this medium pile of crap was that I was hitting, and knowing that this is Devun Walsh's Pro model, this thing will have no problems hitting small, medium, or large jumps. So with this board basically having 2 different flexes from inside the inserts and just outside, you have these key flex points in the tip and the tail, and that's where you want to engage it. It's midway between the end of the inserts and the contact point. If you lock into that for a butter, it's gonna hold and you're gonna be able to do whatever you want, but it retains that spring from the camber section, so you'll be able to pop out of it. And that carries over to how this thing jibs. It locks into presses and holds until you hit the end, then it snaps out. Going sideways, there's just enough give that it cradles around the feature, but it doesn't clap out, so you can do what you need to do. Little speed does go a long way with this board, but you don't have to be going in Mach 10 to get the most out of it. When it comes to carving with this board, there's a consistently smooth transition from toe to heel. You just feel like you've turned this board 1,000 times, whether it's your first day or your 100th day on it. This board just has that feeling of being a board you've ridden forever, and that's what's nice about it. It lets you ankle steer and be mellow, and you can just do those quick little setup turns, or if you try to lay it over, you're going to be able to a point, and when you hit that point, you know it instantly. It's like hitting a wall and you're like, okay, I can't go any further. But when it is laid over, you're driving it from the middle of the board back through the tail, you get that power that's going to apex you out of the carve. It's not the most mind-blowing laid over carve, but it gets the job done. Short, tight, quick turns, medium, mellow carves are really its strong suit, but when you need to lay it over, go for it. Who's this board for? The all-mountain freestyle guy that wants a smooth ride. There's something consistent about getting on a wired snowboard, whether you've never ridden one or you've ridden their whole line, but when you get on it, it's a delight. You know it's going to ride well, and part of that is due to Rob the owner's design theories and the fact that he's been doing it since the 90s. This guy crushes it with how he makes his boards. It just feels like a board that doesn't need to break in and you can just ride it anywhere. And this board stands out. It's amazing. It's got good snap, it's good on edge, and it's smooth. It's not damp, it's smooth. And that smoothness just translates to more power, less leg fatigue, and the ability to just boost higher, rail a turn. Overall, this board was amazing, and it's awesome to see that Devun still has a pro model all these years later. Comparable boards: the Capita Super DOA, the Yes Standard Unink, the Ride Shadow Band. Binding recommendations: the Rome Katana, the Now Select Pro, the Union Ultra. This has been my review of the wired Devun Walsh Pro model. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own one? Are you going to buy one? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this snowboard. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really like what we're doing over here and you want to support us further, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video.